Awesome.
Nuno will start by explaining.
Yeah.
We have some slides also.
Okay, so it's true. We live in a pulsating universe full of rhythms, and basically we are children of these rhythms. And there is a universal symphony, and among this fantastic symphony, there are three songs that I like very much. One is solar cycle, lunar cycle, and daily cycle. These cycles controls our lives. So because of that, it's so important to understand, the natural cycles. If you understand the natural cycles, it will be easier to be on flow of these cycles, and you can feel a difference in your body, in the way that you think, in your mind. And okay, so let's put and it's because of that I developed the natural cycles. So let me try to share. Okay, so we are talking about, as Rita told, the solar cycle, lunar cycle, and the daily cycle. Okay, so why is it important to be in phase with natural cycles? To understand, the first step is to be on phase. And what's mean to be on phase? So in mathematical terms, we say that the phase is given by the value of the function and its derivative. Very complex, I know. Nobody understands that. Also some mathematics. So let's put this more easy to understand. And imagine that we have two waves, okay? Wave A, wave B, with the same amplitude, frequency, and wavelength. This is important. They are very not similar, they are equal, okay? If I move wave B and place on top of wave A with no overlapping, and this is important, we say that the waves are in phase, okay? So when the overlap, there is a mismatch, we say that they are not in phase or they are out of phase. So this is out of phase. Usually there are a lot of people that are like this with the natural cycles, out of phase, okay? So let's back again to understand in phase. And what is important to be in phase or not phase? Because when we put two waves together, we create a new wave. And the name of new wave is resultant, okay? So we have a resultant wave. So 1, 2, and we have the resultant. And what is important to understand is, okay, so we have three examples here. If we are exactly in phase, the resultant is bigger than the other ones. If you are out of phase, as you can see, the resultant is zero. And if you are intermediate resultant, we have another resultant, not so good like the first one, but we have something. And let me show you something you can understand better. Do you know the headphones that works with with anti-noise or noise cancelling? This is the concept to use. You have anti-noise wave that create these results. So it's because of that you cannot hear nothing outside. So everything that we do, we produce in our concepts, my concepts, is we look at this concept, redox. It's not difficult to understand. So redox is a very important concept. And basically is this, it's very easy. We don't need to go deep. So let's understand, basically it's oxidation, you lose electrons, and reduction, you gain electrons. Why is good to gain electrons? I'm talking very, I'm not to go on deep because we are talking according to science, but one day maybe I can explain that this is not correct. But now look at the science and keep this in your mind. Oxidation, loss of electrons, reduction, gain of electrons. Why is it important to gain electrons? Well, because usually our body, all the days, we have a lot of inputs that stress us. And stress us means that to get again or to recover again, relax stage, we need electrons, okay? Okay, so oxidation. Let's see. In the electric view, let's start with the electric view, is we increase protons, so you lose electrons, as you can see. So we have more protons than in the reduction stage. And oxidations from when you and reduction is decrease. So we have more electrons. Okay, so in the magnetic view is very similar, but we're talking now in the magnetic field. So increase and decrease the magnetic field. In the chemical view, this is what the science tells us. Is according to the science, we have ATP and ADP. Everybody know, I think, what means this. I need ATP to have energy, so ATP we lose a phosphato, and you gain energy. So we have energy here, and when I start using energy, because I need energy to live, so for my life, of course, so I lose and I have ADP. And again, oxidations is ADP, and you gain reductions, you gain again ATP, so to have energy. Okay, so what we have here, according to the Chinese meridian system, and this is my concept, okay? So we have 1 here, as you can see, and -1 here. So our life should be between these 2 values. And if I have, or if I achieve these 2 values, I have energy enough for my metabolic process, okay? So if for any reason, okay, because I'm stressed, because I don't know, I lose this range, let me show you. Wait, let me show you. Okay, what happens, because I don't have this very important range for -1 to 1, and this means that I don't have energy enough in my metabolic process to do all the job that my body needs. So I start to be in the stress situations, and when I talk about stress situations, I'm talking, look, because disease is a stress situations, okay? If I'm sad, I'm stressed, of course, it's a stress situations. So this is important now to understand, because why is important my body flow these, okay? This is really important, because this is the amount of energy that I need to keep alive, of course. Okay, so I'm talking now about the 3 cycles, daily cycle, lunar cycle, solar cycle, and why is it important to be on flow of these cycles. As you can see here, you have daily cycle. It's almost so difficult to see that. Can you see that? Is the orange or the yellow? I don't know what color you can see. And lunar cycle, okay, 29 days, Rita will explain later. And the solar cycle, this one, the orange, as you can see. So this flows, is our body needs these flows, and it's really important. Let me show now. Do you remember about the resultant wave? So you have 2 waves, and if be in phase, you have a bigger wave. And if you are not in phase, or if you are out completely of phase, you don't have nothing. So let's take if I'm on phase with daily cycle, lunar cycle, and solar cycle, we have amazing resultant there. I achieve 1. We have unity, okay? You have the energy that your body needs to do all the job that our body needs, okay? But if I'm not on phase with, for instance, daily cycle, look what happens. I lose the potential. I lose some part of energy that I need to be alive, that my body do all the jobs, okay? And if I lose another one, start the problems, okay? I only have 50% of my energy, so my body cannot do the job. And if I lose all well, we are in troubles. Okay, we are out of this life, as Rita told that we are here because if I go to the moon or if I go to Jupiter, I cannot live there because I don't have life inside me. Life is from this planet, and if I'm here and completely out of these rules of these planets and universe, we are in troubles, of course. Okay, so Rita, are you ready to start with the solar cycle? Any questions? I don't know.
Max or Taryn, do you want to ask something?
Maybe I have a quick question, because I think Taryn and myself, we probably very much out of for sure the daily cycle, for sure also the lunar cycle, hopefully not the solar cycle right now, because we're changing continents basically almost every 2-3 weeks, you know. So maybe the question is to all, you know, the travelers, the networkers, the people who working out of this cycle, what can we do in order to put us back into the cycle, you know, when we have these really strange relationships to time and places?
Yeah, we can do some homework, of course, but we wasn't you know, create to move so big distance. And now we are doing that, so we need to understand the way that you can, you know, reduce, it's not correct reduce, but the way that you can deal with these our travels that you can do. For in one day you can change all, you know, you can change your daily cycle in one day, from New York to Bali, or, you know, it's not easy. So we also can give some tips that to reduce the effects of this, of course.
Maybe one of our sessions that we have inside of this container that we've got on Facebook there. And if you're not on the Facebook group, please jump in there. Donna, if you're on here, could you put the link in there? And we do one specifically on like shift working and traveling. So, because I think, like, I know even for me, I would love to know how to get my body more quickly into the cycles when I'm moving continents so much and traveling so much. And I'm sure we have a lot of even shift workers and things like that, you know, maybe they're not traveling all different continents, but they're working outside, I guess, of the natural time zones that are, or natural circadian rhythms that we have. So that would probably be a great session that we can add to this this container as well.
Yeah. I mean, there's one question. I remember, Nuno, we asked you this question one time before. Maybe you can answer this too, which is quite an interesting, because sometimes the meridian clock, right? We know there's an organ getting active in late at night. Most of the people sleeping at this time. So what should we do in order to, you know, still support this organ to this time, but we can't hit it in this time frame of like 3 a.m. or 1 a.m. What can be done, or what should not be done?
You can't do that. You can't be done. Yes. What you can do is, of course, sometimes the Healy tell us to do something that it's so maybe don't make sense, because we are cut the natural cycle. So you should be sleep, and the Healy tell you no, you need to do that. So what you can do is you can do the inverse organ. Okay. So at 3 in the morning, you have another one that is in oxidations, and one is the reduction. So you can do the other one. I have a slide, and
we are going to show that.
Yeah, it's more easy to explain. Yes.
Okay, the slide is still coming.
Was a good question. Oh, this is, yeah.
So just a question before we jump into the slides. What does it feel like to not really be living in harmony, or not be in phase, or be out of phase? What does it feel like? You know, like, what would that feel like to someone to be like, okay, I really probably need to do the natural cycles program because I'm feeling like, you know, what are these sort of feelings that we would have to feel that way?
Effects like depression, and you don't understand why you are in depression. So it's so easy, you know, sometimes you think like you are homeless, and you don't understand why you feel why you are homeless, because it's out of the flow. Your liver cannot work so well. It's and you don't understand, because you say, okay, I do the perfect diet, I do everything for my liver, and even like you know, do everything, your liver is not working. And this is small tips or small that you
and also
you are not aware.
also regarding sleep. It's a very important topic. And if you feel that it's night and you don't want to sleep, or if it's very hard for you to fall asleep, something is wrong. You are not aligned with the daily cycle. So it's very important. The time that you empty your bowels is also important, because we are going to present the meridians according to the traditional Chinese medicine. And if you feel that you are aligned with that, it means that you are in the flow.
Right.
Yeah, and that's amazing because.
So one of the things would be, even if you think you're doing all the right things, you know, you're drinking all the water, you're getting the exercise, you know, you're having your supplements, you're eating all of the right veggies and all of that thing, you're using your Healy even, you know, at the right, you know, for all the bits and pieces, but you still have this feeling of like, you know, solemnness, or, you know, emptiness, or homelessness, or like, then it really is, you're just out of the alignment of the cycles. And so then my next question is this even more important than all of those other things? Like, to be in rhythm with the cycles?
This is the first step, okay? If you do this as your first step, and you are according flow with all the rhythms, everything after is more easy to achieve, you know?
Right.
And the diet have more effect on you. Everything that you can do after have more of positive effect on you.
Yeah.
If you don't, if you are not in this, because this is the, you know, this is the main how can I tell you, vibration.
It's the main road.
Yeah, is the main road.
Otherwise, you will be struggling against nature.
And maybe to recap one more time for because I kind of understand now, so I think everybody is understanding it. It's so simple, you know. I mean, we have oxidation and we have reduction, right? We have the day and we have the night. We have the yin, we have the yang. So everything is opposite to each other. And what we are doing today, I mean, I can just speak for myself. The life is really stressful, you know. If we in the daytime we have oxidation, which is great. We getting all this energy, we pouring out energy, we're full of energy, but eventually we are getting too much energy as well, because there's all this noise, there is stress, there is artificial light, there's all these things that we are constantly in this over-oxidation, and I'm sure there's a better term for it, that we don't get enough reduction. And that brings us completely out of balance. And then in the evening now, for me, it's 8 o'clock. Later, we have a Spanish call, which is midnight for me. Then we have the electrosmog, we have the artificial light. So I'm completely oxidating way too much, and I don't get enough of this reduction. So like the frequency becomes literally, as you said, like a perfect frequency is like this. It's all frequency. My frequency is probably like this. And it's just like, it's not really going to reduce more, right? And I think simplicity is really key. You know, like the moment we overdoing, and we overdoing all the time, I'm way too much on my phone, I'm way too much on the computer, I'm way too much overdoing everything, I'm doing excessive eating sometimes and too much of this and this and this. The moment we do, we have consequences to carry. So it's all about balance. And this is where we are, yin and yang, right? Reduction and oxidation, reduction. We are balancing. And this is, I think, the main concept what we need to understand is quite simple. And yeah. So I think we understand.
Yeah, it's true, because one day you have a serious problem, you know, and you don't realize where it comes from. And at these small tips, there are these small steps that happens, and you are not aware about that. And one day, all together, knock at your door and tell you something that you don't like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
Okay,
right,
so
let's jump into more.
Yes, let me. Okay. Sorry.
We are going to begin with the presentation about the solar cycle.
Solar,
exactly.
Rita, is yours.
Okay, so to begin this presentation on the cosmic influences on our health, we will start with the solar cycle. And it's worth mentioning that our view on any of these cycles is always from an electrical perspective, okay? And that is what we will focus on today. So let's start by viewing the solar cycle and its 4 seasons. In the oxidation reduction chart that Nuno showed you previously, And the seasons are important time periods where So the seasons are important time periods where the solar cycle manifests itself. But the most important thing are the trigger dates. Okay, the trigger dates cause said seasons to shift. These trigger that we are mentioning here are called the solstices and the equinoxes. And it is during these 4 dates that is easier to reconnect with the natural cycle. So that's why Healy suggests one of these 4 dates and 4 more that we are going to show you that are the intermediate dates. So the summer solstice, as we can see, corresponds to the peak of oxidation. It gives you an opportunity to assimilate ambition or achievement, okay? We would say that it's the climax of a cycle of growth. So on the other hand, we have the winter solstice.
Rita, yes,
Yeah.
tell also is important. This is the point that you change everything. So it's a shift.
Yeah, because most important thing are not exactly the seasons, but the solstices and equinoxes that are the shift points between seasons. And we have the reduction peak, that is the winter solstice. That is a time to set goals and intentions, exactly, for the coming year and for introspection and I would say letting go of the past and make changes within yourself. So it is no coincidence that certain animal species hibernate during this period to recover. It's the reduction phase. So, but then what are the equinoxes and solstices? No, you can change.
Yes.
We are going to talk about now these 4 phenomena that define the changing of the seasons. There are 2 equinoxes per year and 2 solstices. The word equinox means that equal times, equal nights. Okay, so it's occasions when day and night last the same amount of time. We have 2 per year. We have spring and autumn equinoxes. So the solstices, when it occurs in summer, means that the day length is the longest of the year. And when it occurs in winter, the next one, the solstice when occurs in winter means that the length of the night is the longest of the year, okay? And very important, because we are talking to people all around the world, very important to mention is that these events occur on different days, depending on which hemisphere we are talking about. We have the northern or the southern hemisphere. So why? Because you have to, yeah, exactly, click on that. Because we have the same dates, but the events are not the same. That's the only thing that changes. The date is the same, but the events, for example, in the northern hemisphere, the summer solstice occurs around June 21st, and the winter solstice around December 21st. And these dates mark the beginning of the respective seasons in this hemisphere. And in the southern hemisphere, on the other hand, the phenomenon is symmetrical. Okay, very important to take this into consideration. And the next one,
sorry, it's not working to show the other one. I don't know what is the problem.
Move to the next one.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
As I said before, we have 4 important trigger dates that are the 2 solstices and 2 equinoxes. And we have 4 more very important dates that are the intermediate dates. So basically, when you use the Healy app, the Healy will suggest one of these 8 dates as a trigger dates to start your reconnection with the natural cycle. So this is the way that we use. And we are talking about the sign function and the yin yang, the reduction and oxidation. So like all natural cycles, we can also assign a sign function to the solar cycle. Okay, in Nuno's opinion, the sign function applies to everything, to seasons, to life, to love, to health. So it's all about reduction and oxidation, ups and downs. And what we have done here is to transform the solar cycle to the sign function. And in this way, you can better understand the flow with the maximum corresponding to oxidation and to the summer solstice, and then the maximum reduction peak corresponding to the winter solstice. So about the solar, this is what we have. This is one of the things that are behind the natural cycle app for Healy. So basically we have these 8 trigger dates that will be the starting point of a protocol, okay, of a new protocol that the main goal is to be realigned with the natural cycles. And we have the next one. So we will now continue by talking about the lunar.
Okay, wait, I think. Okay, I don't know if there are questions.
Any questions about the solar?
Well, we have one question, maybe a quick one, and then we let you continue, of course, which is quite interesting. So how does the acid alkaline come into play in the natural cycles?
No. Did you hear the question?
Yeah, no, because I'm trying to find the
okay, so basically, as we mentioned, our perspective, even when we talk about oxidation and reduction, is always from the electrical point of view. And when you talk about acid and alkaline, is about the magnetical point of view. Correct, Nuno?
Yeah.
So
that's correct.
This is a different concept of pH that people are used to. So when we mention acid and alkaline and oxidation and reduction, we are talking about electrical and magnetical fields. We are talking about from an electrical and magnetic point of view.
Yeah, the problem was when we start, to study all these items, we found that the science cannot explain some points, and we create a new theory about the way that the science can match with this and more easy to explain. Of course, at the first sight, maybe it don't make sense, or maybe it's more complex, because if you talk that pH is not a concept of, a chemical view, but a concept of a magnetic view, you can explain a lot of things with this, more than you see the concept in the chemical view. Of course, as everything is new, and it's not easier to understand, but when you understand this new concept, everything makes more sense, and you can explain a lot of things that maybe with a chemical view you cannot explain. Things so easy, like why two people can match, and why two people together feels good or feels not good. There are a lot of things that with this concept you can find answers for questions that until now don't make sense. So let me share with lunar cycle. Okay, lunar cycle. Rita loves lunar cycle. Okay, so
okay.
What is okay? Okay, so why it's very important to be in flow, of course, with the lunar cycle, and it's a shame for us that you lose this concept, because the calendar today change, and don't be aware of this so important cycle, and so you lose this cycle. So in the easy way, that was not because us, but because someone put a new calendar on our hands, and that's okay. So this This is
because
the lunar cycle, the
lunation,
lunation. Yeah. Yes, Rita.
yeah, because the lunation is a period that lasts 29.5 days. That should be a month. It's the period between 2 consecutive new moons. And in the Gregorian calendar, we don't consider the lunar cycle. We consider that a month is 30 or 31 days. And that's why we lost the connection by using the Gregorian calendar. We lost the connection with the lunar cycle.
In the Jewish calendar, we keep using this, as because of that, the new year is not in the same day or same, but we try to be on the lunar cycle. Okay, so lunar cycle is amazing, and you can see the effects of the lunar cycle on the ocean, you know, and because tides. We are, yeah, the tides, yes. And because of that, you can compare, or you can do analogy, because we are 75% of water, so something happens inside us. Yeah. So it's easy to understand that lunar cycle make anything or have a huge effect in our body. It's very easy to get this. Okay, Rita.
So well, do you still remember the oxidation reduction and acid alkaline graph? So the lunar cycle, like the solar cycle, also brings with it the concept of oxidation reduction. So the thing that we did was apply the lunar cycle to the same graph. So first of all, there is let's start with the new moon. No, is it possible? Yeah, new moon. Yes. And what is the new moon? Just as the name suggests, it is the new beginning, the start of a new cycle. And what happens at this point? At this point, our body is ready to begin an amazing journey. It is especially important in this phase to support the kidneys through supplements and frequencies, such as pure from Gold Cycle, okay? It's very important to prepare the body in this phase for the next phase. And the next phase is the ascending phase. It's a very dynamic phase. The reduction phase is over, which means more energy to start projects. You can use the energy program from Gold Cycle in this period if you want to increase your skills and vitality. And this is the phase when you are literally ready for war, okay? So this is a very good and dynamic phase. The full moon is the climax. It's the maximum peak that we reach. It's the ideal period for full manifestation. And it's the period when we have everything in our hands, okay? We have the energy to express our intentions to the world, and our affections are more expressive during full moon. It's very important. As the past journey has been very demanding, it is time to give liver support, okay, through supplements. And you can once again use pure from Gold Cycle during the full moon phase. And next comes the waning phase, which is the period of reduction, of slowing down, of putting your foot on the brake, okay? It's a time for preparation. It's usually the mood lowers during the waning phase, and it's the end of the oxidation phase, and the body stops producing so much energy. So if during the waning phase you feel that you are not that energetic, it means that you are in the flow with the lunar cycle. Don't worry about that. So although it may not seem like it, it is the most important phase of all, because it means recovery, it means preparation, and it's very important. It means that the mood is not that good, but it's very important to respect this phase to prepare for the next cycle. So this is a very good slide. You can take a shot. So now that we have all this information, I think we can move to the final cycle. the daily cycle.
Okay.
This is pure gold, guys. This information is absolutely amazing. And by the way, your slides are incredible. It's really beautiful to watch.
They are. They're so like informative. Like you can really follow what you're talking about with it all.
This is
we
so
always try
important.
to.
This information, sorry, Rita, I think it's like I have so many eurekas right now and aha moments. Because I know sometimes I'm so slaggy and so tired, and I never even thought about it's about the lunar cycle, right? And yes, you're right, because we have a different calendar. It would make so much sense if we have the first of the months, which is new moon, and then it would be so easy to follow, right? But yes, I think it's amazing.
Me and Nuno, we respect a lot the lunar calendar. When we are like not in the mood, we say, oh, okay, it's the waning phase, let's go. Let's do that. Oh, if we have like an important meeting, or if you want to start a new project or something, we wait until the new moon, we recover, and we get all the energy that we need to expand during the crescent phase, or even the full moon phase. That's when you feel more energy. If you know this and you check the calendar, and even now that you are going to present the daily calendar, that is very important to know if your organs are working in the right time. It's very good to be aligned.
Just a question on the moon before we move into the daily. Do you see like when someone like a woman is more in alignment, then her cycle is more in alignment to this?
You know that the menstruation should be in the new moon phase.
Right. So if your menstruation is in the new moon phase,
you are aligned.
And that's the signs that you're in alignment with the natural cycles of the moon. And
exactly.
But is it also you're in alignment with the natural cycles of all the other parts? Because we know like a woman's cycle is a very delicate thing. Things can just put it out of whack.
The menstrual cycle lasts 28 days, 29. It's the same days of the lunar cycle. So
cycles are
yeah.
we are made of these cycles. We are made of stars, and in the middle of the stars we are made. This is the engine of the to produce our bodies. It's amazing, the cycles, because they are here before us.
Yeah. So okay. So what if, because I know I've got a huge women team, so I know they're going to want to know this information. If all of a sudden now they've gone, okay, well, my cycle's not in that phase, how do we help them get them back there? I mean, as if we're doing, okay, Rita.
Yeah, there is a question here in the chat that Lena is asking, what if the menstruation doesn't align with the new moon? What can I do? A very important thing is water, because as we saw, the influence of the moon on our body is very linked to the water. If you don't have enough water inside you, the action of the moon will be not that strong. So
which makes sense.
you have to improve your water intake, basically.
Maybe
I tested everything, so I can talk.
Maybe a question, for all the people watching, for all the women, for all the goddesses watching, if you want to have a call specifically on that topic of how to align the lunar and I will not be there, but I'm sure Taryn and Rita and of course Nuno, then maybe send a 1 into the chat, and I'm sure we can make this happening.
Wow. I'm so sure everyone's going to want that, because I know that this is one of the things that we have so many questions about with Healy, is all the different phases for women. I mean, it'd be so fascinating, even like the cycles of women, even, when they go through their different cycles as well, from from adolescence through to where they're fertile to where that finishes, like understanding that full cycle as well. So, we can see there's ones everywhere. In all of the groups.
But it's perfect, it's perfect. It fits perfect in this series, because obviously it's so many aha breakthroughs right now that this one needs to be educated more. You know, I think when we live in alignment with exactly the cycles, I mean, we have all the tools. Everybody of us has water. Everybody of us has a Healy. Everybody of us has all the tools. The only thing that is missing often is the knowledge of knowing the how to, you know, so we put these tools together and suddenly we can live in alignment. We can live in those cycles. And this is so important. And this is the amazing thing also about this Healy community. You know, we are craving for education to become the best versions of ourselves. And of course, to help more people around us to live in this version as well, you know, and live completely aligned. So this needs more information. So thank you guys for being here, for doing this with us. Really, I think it's super valuable and super amazing that you show up and do this and learned all this. You know, it's incredible. Thank you.
Yes, that's incredible. I'm going to ask one question before we go into the daily cycles, and it's a little bit selfish that I'm asking it, is how do we work with the cycles, or working with the cycles, can we prolong the fertility of our own cycles by really being in alignment with this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. This is, you know, this is your ideal symphony in your body. If you follow, you are listening to music, you know, it's the same that you are in the disco and they are playing, I don't know, a kind of music, and you are completely outside of the rhythm. You are dancing another music.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same. So you are not in the flow, and these rhythms are the flow of your body. And what is amazing, you know, is when you have this kind of tips, you know, and you understand, you can feel your body, you can understand some parts of your body, and sometimes you say, "Oh, I'm depression," but it's okay. It's time to be depression, you know. Anxiety. Oh, okay, it's time. It's not a problem. It's part of this flow.
Yeah, beautiful. And do men have something that they're in cycles? I mean, obviously, maybe a daily cycle that they're experiencing.
Oh, this is amazing questions about menopause. It's amazing because it's a shift. You don't need, the universe don't need you anymore like you was until now. And also with the man, of course, when you start to lose testosterone, is because we need to give space for the new guys to have place. Okay, we lose the capacity to fight. This is really amazing because, you know, the natural is so well done, and yeah, everything is logical, or should be. You need to understand. Okay.
Yeah, but that's not acceptable, Nuno. What do you mean? We lose the fight and we need to make space for the next generation. But what can we do? This is the question.
We are against, you know, the problem at this moment, we are against these flows.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you think about it, that's just nature. Like every part of nature is like that. Like every species is like that. At some point, they need to make space for the new people or their new species that come through. And even as much as we don't like it, that, you know, that's just how it is. You know, it's millions of years have been created like that.
Yeah, usually the people don't like, you know, to be a part of the system, but it's what is natural. You know, you need to understand that it's time to change. It's time to give space to the other ones. In everything that happens, like we with our children, this is life. And
but
if you want to,
you know, at that point, there's a different role, right? Because then you have all the wisdom. So whilst you're giving the space, I guess, for the younger men and the younger women to do all the breeding and bring in the next generation, but the older generation then are gifted with this wisdom to be able to share with all of them.
Yeah. You know, at this time, maybe your job is to share your knowledge only. You don't need to do nothing more. So we need to understand that. If you want to be, you know, to do the things that don't make any more sense to do, and sometimes you are ridiculous, you know, at the other eyes, the new eyes, the young eyes, and I think it's all. If you understand that, I think you'll be in flow, and you can accept everything that nature gives us during our life.
I mean, maybe if we actually really understood that, we would just have acceptance for every part of our life. Have acceptance for every, you know, as you get older, have acceptance of that phase, and just know, look, you know, it's going to be wonderful there too. Well, should we dive into daily cycles?
We have,
Yeah.
we have questions about
Trish is asking. Now, yeah, Trish is asking about the kidneys, but we are going to explain that in the next presentation about daily.
Okay, so so let me. Oh, I mean, something happens. Wait. Oh, I'm freeze my. Okay.
Guys, and the questions on Facebook, where the replay will be available. Very important. It stays in the Facebook group, guys, so you can watch it again later.
All of the updates, all of the information, all of the other segments that we're going to have with some of our other incredible presenters throughout this period of time will be all inside of this Facebook. So make sure you jump in there. In fact, on the 21st or the 20th, I'll have to update you on that. I will have Dr. Michelle Patrick, who will be going through how you deeply use your Healy with your natural cycles. So stay tuned for that, because we can literally, as you've got bring your Healy, because we will do it live right there. So you can actually get yourself rocking and rolling and ready to go when we jump into that. I know everyone loves Dr. Michelle Patrick, so it'll be a great session for us to do. And then the following weekend, we'll actually have a panel. So we'll have a few of these amazing experts on with Nuno and Rita as well, where you can ask more questions around anything to do with natural cycles, cycles in general, even health in general, because I know all of them just love sharing their gifts so much. So that's a great time to jump into that space as well. This is going to be a super helpful hands-on group that you can really get incredible information. If you've already felt like you've got some massive value, make sure you share this. Make sure you share it with your teams. Make sure you're sharing it on your social media and get as many people into this space as possible, because wouldn't it be amazing if we could get everyone on the planet living in harmony? Wouldn't that be incredible? Like, how beautiful would the planet be? How beautiful would humanity be if we were all ultimately living in harmony?
It's all about harmony. It's all about harmony.
Okay, so let me try to some problems here. I think now it's working. Yeah, it's working.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Let's start. This is solar, yeah. Sorry, no, it's okay. It's okay. Sorry. Okay, so the same concept: oxidation, reduction. Okay, so you can see at 6 p.m. we are alkaline. There are amazing things that you can understand with this slideshow, and you can understand some, you know, during your day some things happens and why happens. And okay, let's start. Rita.
Yeah, just as it happened in the solar and the lunar cycle, it is also possible to apply the oxidation reduction graph to the daily cycle. So we can see that we have the maximum oxidation peak around midday, while the maximum reduction peak will be at midnight. So if you are in the flow with the natural cycles, you will probably have more energy during the maximum oxidation peak, and you will probably be sleeping during the maximum reduction peak at midnight. But let's take a closer look. Our bodies are acidic at 6 a.m., which is the perfect condition to initiate the oxidation process. That is when we usually start to feel more energetic to start off the day, to work, to make things happen, and until we reach the maximum oxidation peak at midday. So from the moment on.
So if you wake up, you don't have energy, it's because you are not on flow.
Yeah, exactly. And from the moment on, our bodies start alkalizing and enabling the reduction process to start. Very important. To reach the maximum reduction peak, the body needs to be alkaline beforehand, okay? From our perspective, magnetic and electric. So this is the period that goes until midnight when we reach our maximum reduction peak. So this reduction period allows recovery to happen. That's why we need to sleep during that period, okay? And now the next one, just like the other natural cycles, we can also apply the sine function to the daily cycle. So what we did was to transform the same flow, so you better understand what is corresponding to the maximum peak of oxidation and the minimum corresponding to the reduction. And all of our organs work this way. And what we did was to apply this sine function to the hours of today, and then according to the Chinese meridian system, we will explain what are the organs more active at specific periods of the day. No, the next one.
So, according to the Chinese medicine, they don't call oxidations, they call yang, and they don't call reductions, they call yin. And you know, everything is the same. We only use different names for the same things. So also it's amazing to know that. Okay, so
yeah, and also our devices work in the oxidation reduction. We play with electrons with electrical current using Healy or time waver. And as we were saying, we applied the sine function to the Chinese meridian system. And then we can see here, for example, the pericardium between 7 and 9 p.m. The pericardium is at its peak. The pericardium is believed to be the heart's protector, okay? So the serous membrane that protects the heart. So this is the ideal time to do a practice that helps you relax and induce sleep, such as meditation or light reading. And don't forget, eat light during this period. We usually say that after around 7 p.m., we should take the last meal of the day. And between 9 and 11 p.m., no, 9 and 11. It's the triple heater peak. So the triple heater refers to the organ system as a whole. And this is the period is thought to be when it generates the most amount of heat. During this time, a little earlier in winter and a little later in summer, we should be falling asleep. So when you click, you don't have information? No.
Yes, sorry. Sorry,
okay.
Rita, sorry.
The triple heater between 9 and 11 p.m. So after that, during the night, there is the gallbladder peak. You can move. No. 11 and 1 a.m. Yes, gallbladder. That precedes the liver peak, as these two organs are closely linked, okay? Gallbladder and liver. At this time, sleep is very, very important, or we may deplete these two organs' energy reserves, okay? Next one.
This is more reasons to be on flow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And after that, we have liver. One of the most important 2-hour interval is between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m., which is when the liver is believed to be cleansing the blood. During this time frame, we say that the body begins to prepare for qi to move outward from the body again. So those who prescribe to the Chinese body clock believe it's important to give our liver as little to process as possible during this period. Very important. That's why we said to eat as little as possible and soon. Do not eat after 7 p.m. So the next one, lung. Between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. is when the lungs are at its peak. So according to traditional Chinese medicine, the lungs are the first organ to wake up. It is believed to be an ideal time to meditate in the morning. A lot of people meditate at 5 a.m. in the morning, because as the basis of meditation is a slow and deep breath, okay? So the large intestine peak is between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. This period is thought to be when you should wake up and start moving, okay? So this is the best time to empty the bowels, because the organ is functioning at its optimal strength. As we said before, this is a good tip to know if you are aligned with the daily cycle or not. If you wake up and you go to the bathroom, this is a good tip. So between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. we have the stomach. It's the optimal time of the day to eat, as the energy of the stomach is at its maximum. It is also a perfect moment to go for a walk. A lot of people ask us about fasting. Oh, we should wake up and we shouldn't eat anything. But remember that according to this flow, we should stop eating 12 hours before. So we have a period of 2 hours without eating anything. So we believe that according to this cycle, we should stop eat earlier in the day before, and we should eat a breakfast or whatever between 7 and 9 a.m. Okay, it is also a perfect moment to go for a walk after eating. So between 9 and 11 a.m., the spleen is thought to be linked to the stomach, which is in charge of receiving food and drink before ultimately fermenting them. Okay, so we ate during the stomach period, and now the process has started. If you have not eaten this period, the spleen is unable to perform its function well, and you might experience energy breakdown. So, of course, you can always eat at any time, but we want to work in harmony with the body systems. That's why we are suggesting these habits. Also, the spleen time is a good period of great concentration. It's ideal for work. If you start working at 9 a.m., it's great, because it's a very good period for that. And the heart is at its peak from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. because the heart represents peacefulness. It's essential to reduce stress during this period, okay? It's a good time to take a break. If you were working, take a break, have lunch, relax, take a nap. At this time, it's not, I know that a lot of people exercise during this period because it's like the lunch break. But it's not advisable to do that or to stay in a very hot environment during this period. It's not good. So the small intestine is at its peak between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. And this is an important phase because you are digesting lunch. So you should avoid heavy or mentally stressful work because your body is focused on digestion. So during the first part of this schedule, you can still eat around 1, 2 p.m. And it's the perfect time to take a nap, to take a short nap. And during the 3 p.m., 5 p.m. period, it is the best time for you to do the most important and challenging tasks on your schedule, such as studying or working, very focused work. You need to be well nourished and properly hydrated to carry you through the day, okay? And the last one, between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m., it's the kidneys time. Kidneys are very important on our concept and protocols. That's why Pure from Gold Cycle is a very important program, and it's very focused on this cleansing process. And as we know, kidneys directly linked to the bladder. So together they excrete unwanted waste materials within the body. And this is an extremely important process to gain electrolytic balance. Okay, this is part of Nuno's concept. So it is when we start to feel the energy reducing and the tiredness arriving. So
this is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, take a look at the time, 5 p.m. You know, the English guys have the 5 p.m. for the tea time. Why?
Tea time,
yeah, tea time, because they put water, they put liquid inside to do something. So it's really amazing. And usually I tell the people that everything is really important in our body. The universe gives to us in twice. So we have 2 lungs and 2 kidneys, and they are the pumps of our body. So if the lungs and the kidneys are working very, very well, the other organs have the ideal environment to do the job. So I think 95% of the job that you should do with your body is done with this focus on kidney and lungs.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
so
now you have the other, explain this, because this will answer to some questions that we had in the chat. That is, for instance, if during at 11 p.m. you are sleeping, what can you do to compensate? You can use the example, 11 p.m. No.
11 p.m.
Yeah, it's around that. Yeah, midnight.
So okay, so let's put 1 a.m. It's more usually the people is sleeping at this time.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So is the liver that do the job? Yes, and Healy, maybe I tell you that you should focus on liver. But if liver are in oxidation level, you have another one that is in the recover. So it's in the reduction. So you can focus in the small intestine. And this is amazing because you don't need to, you only need to understand that. So it's the same oxidation at this moment, liver, or reduction, the small intestine, have the same effect in your body. Okay. So if you do one in up, the other one you should do at down. Do you understand? So this always is the balance. So also happens with the lungs. And this is the, the 5 elements, the relationship between these all elements or organs or meridians. And you start to understand that because it's impossible to have these 2 items at the same level of oxidation. So one to do the job should be oxidations, and the other one to do the job should be in reduction level.
For instance, to work on kidneys, Trish was asking what is the best time to do that. Kidneys time is between 5 and 7 p.m. Exactly. Is this the best time to perform kidneys?
Yeah, definitely.
Basically, you can apply the frequency protocol to the perfect hour to do the session according to this body clock.
Even if Healy tells something, it's time to do or you should do large intestine, you know that you can choose kidneys because you do the same job in frequencies in terms of oxidation reduction. Okay.
Yeah. This is another picture that you can take.
Okay, so sorry, this is the app, because we don't have the organs, you have the time. So it's the same. You can see in the
natural cycle frequencies. The name is that 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. It has the hour instead of but was based on this Chinese meridian system.
Okay, so just to recap, this is super important information. If we are maybe even suggested by Healy to use an organ which is in the middle of the night, we can actually use exactly the counterpart of this organ and use the program for the other organ at the time that is in the daytime, 12 hours ahead of it or 12 hours behind of it. That's correct, yeah? So this is the way to balance around, and when we're in the night and we're sleeping, we can't obviously use the frequencies on those in order to support those. We just use the counterpart. And it doesn't matter if it's oxidation or reduction, as long as we have the frequencies, he will choose the right frequencies for us in order to support those organs, correct?
Correct. Healy is amazing. Healy is amazing.
Yeah.
They do a lot of things. Yeah, it's
So maybe one question that is probably in the mind of many of us. How to use the Healy? Should we only for these matters, would you recommend to use it with the cables and receive the current? Or do you think we should use the coil as well? Is the coil a good alternative to the current? Or can we even vibrate the information through the Blue application to those, according to those organ clocks?
okay. So in Healy, everything works very, very well. So for me, because I you know, it's my opinion. I love, you know, the pads. I love the electrodes. I don't know, because when I was young, I get a lot, you know, electric shocks, and I'm very, very linked with the electricity.
And it has a physical effect, obviously a direct effect on your cell membrane voltage, and your ATP, etc. So I think it's the
It's something that your physical body understand better.
Yeah, got it. But of course, if we are not able, because you are driving, you are doing whatever you're doing right now in your daily life, and you have the coil with you, you can use that coil, I would say.
Yes,
but
of course.
first
Yes,
option
of
should
course.
be the cable. Fantastic.
Yes.
I
Yes,
find
of course.
that anytime you ask a health practitioner which they prefer to use, they pretty much always prefer to use the cables, right? They always prefer to use the wrist straps or the pads generally. I just want to ask, who's getting like so much powerful, incredible information? Like who has had, drop an emoji in the comments, or if you're on Facebook in the live chat or in one of the groups in the live chat, put your favorite emoji in there. And who has had some aha moments where you're like, oh my gosh, I am so out of alignment. I'm so out of balance.
Alex is saying that living in London, my lifestyle is not aligned to these ideal cycles. When I visit Italy, I am more in alignment. So you should move to Italy.
Yeah, it's incredible. Hey, like this information is so phenomenal. And I can see as well here, we had a couple of other questions here regarding things like, you know, well, I work shift work because I'm a singer. We had someone in another chat group saying that. And, you know, I'm traveling a lot. How do you work with it? So we're going to have a very special session that is just on how to really manage your natural cycles when you're traveling or you're in shift work, or maybe you just had a baby and, you know, you're all kind of, you know, not sleeping as usual. So we'll have a very special session just on that. We're also going to have a special session just on how women use the cycles to bring themselves and bring their own cycles back into alignment. So that's, I think, going to be super awesome as well. And yeah, just make sure you share and love and like in here, because I think we have these, obviously, these two beautiful, amazing humans that have so much knowledge, and just who else would agree that the way that they share is so easy to understand, right? It's so easy to absorb. It's beautiful, right? It's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. Sorry, you go ahead.
Isabel is asking that the reminder of the third glass of water comes midway through the stabilization cycle. It should be before you begin. As I remember, it is half an hour before, because the natural cycle has two set of programs. So first you activate the organ according to this daily cycle system, and then you drink a glass of water, and then you initiate the stabilization. The stabilization program is like, we have an analogy, an amazing analogy. I don't have the slide here. Do you have?
Do you want the slides? Do you want the slides, Rita?
Yeah, the final one. Can you share?
Yeah.
Because
yes.
first you do the activation program, and then the stabilization is like to fix that. Let me just find.
1 minute. I have here. 1 minute. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me.
While Nuno is finding that, who doesn't have the natural cycles program? Because I'm pretty sure all of us want to take it, right? Because, or want to grab it.
Okay,
So
sorry.
yes,
I'm just taking this away quickly, guys, because until you guys have the slides, and just want to throw this in, guys. I know most of you guys are aware right now the natural cycle is a promotion. This is also why we pushing last minute to, you know, open this group. It was 3-4 days ago. getting Nuno and Rita ready and say like, guys, you have to present, and they've been up all night long to create this amazing presentation, I'm sure. This is really important, guys. We have this promotion on until the 21st, okay? Until the 21st, instead of $303 US, it's $120 US. For me personally, guys, this is what I will work with for the next month, and really to show testimonials on myself, to get my rhythm back in check. Routine is so important. This is really absolutely amazing information. To know how to use the Healy best, you know. It's Nuno said that one time in a conversation we had before, you know, sometimes it's also not like, you're not going to eat all the time. You know, eating is great for you, but you shouldn't eat all the time. The same thing is with Healy. We shouldn't use it all the time, but you eating at the right time to have energy for the day. And the same is with the Healy. Support your organs to the right times to have the right energy or the reductions through the day. So please, guys, take advantage of this amazing promotion. Start using this natural cycle. We live, this community lives from experiences, from testimonials, from you guys having this incredible life-changing things that are happening because of this amazing technology, and now because of this knowledge. So please take it on, share this as well. We have 3 more days until the 21st of March to not only buy the natural cycle for a really amazing discounted price, but also, of course, to start right away in the equinox, okay? So really take this serious, share this information. This recording is on the Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, get into the Facebook group, share this amazing call with people, make a comment, tag their names, and let them know about this, because this presentation is really one of the best presentations I have ever been part of. This is really amazing information and super valuable for everybody. So please take advantage of this one. Thank you.
Amazing. Thanks for sharing that, Max, and just reminding everybody that we have that amazing sale. Who after seeing all of this information is all of a sudden like, I need to do this? Like, who's going to join us on the natural cycles on March 20th, the 21st? Like, actually, what time are we meant to start in the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere? What's the actual time we're meant to start? Because I see there's slightly different times.
Yeah, also we have the, you know, you change country by country.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, because actually, when you open the Natural Cycle app, you have to indicate where you are, because the app will calculate the next trigger date and the hour of the solstice or equinox. So it will be according to your location. And then, and then we'll also consider the moon phase that is on that day. And that we'd also consider the daily cycle. So after gathering these 3 informations, we'll give you the final program that you have to do. So it will inform you 30 minutes before to drink a glass of water, 15 minutes before to drink a glass of water, then you do the activation program, then you drink another glass of water, and then you finish with the stabilization. It's very simple to use because it's all guided by the app. You don't need to do anything.
So guys, this is exactly why beautiful Taryn Lee started this group. It's not only for, you know, having engagement and sharing this amazing knowledge, but it's also for us as a community to really start together with this amazing cycle and share experiences in there. I think this is really an amazing platform for all of us, and I'm sure we can share more information, because I know it's a lot of information, but we can share the information before we start on this 21st with the equinox, what time we're doing what, okay? So everybody can get the information in the Facebook group, and we all start together. And along the line, let's share all these amazing experiences, and then we can invite you also, of course, in 3 weeks from now into the first call where you can share your testimonies of what happens and what's changing in your life.
Yeah, this is an example. For example, in London, I don't know who is in London, but the next equinox will be in March 20th, so at 9:24 p.m. So when you mention London on the app, Healy will gather all this information, and then we'll use that in order to give you the final outcome. Yeah. This was to explain what is in reduction and oxidation phase. It considers the lunar. It goes to the lunar cycle calendar to know on that day, on March 20th, the moon will be the new moon phase. So that's another information.
because Healy can merge all this information, get the moon, get the solar cycle, get the daily cycle, and after give you the correct values to use it. It's really amazing.
Nuno, just a question. Again, it's a selfish question. I'll be traveling a lot like Max does, and a few other people have asked this question. So how do we use it when we're, if we, for example, I start in Bali and then soon I go back to Europe. Well, I stop over in Dubai and then I go to Europe. So what happens when we're traveling and we're going into different time zones all the time?
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not an easy answer. But let me tell you one thing. Our body usually needs 3 months to understand something. Okay, so this is what happens with with the springtime, the winter is because of that. You have 3 months of each
season.
So yeah, because first is the input. Okay, after the body needs 1 month to understand that this input is real, and after you have another month to create a reaction. So you can use it, this concept, when you choose that. So because you travel in 1 week or 2 weeks, I don't know, it's not easy. It's not easy. You can try. Maybe we can think in the protocol for you, on for the people that
would be
yes, what 7 days is really important, because 7 days is another cycle that we have. Our body have this cycle that after 7 days our body needs a rest. Okay, and this is because of that the religions talk about the Sunday is a holiday, or it's because of that. Also, there are a lot of medical studies about real effects of transplant of organs on 7 days, and there are a lot of information. So 7 days is really important. So what we can do is maybe we can do an update of this software, and you can do it in 7 days. I think it's less than 7 days is
it's difficult.
tricky. Okay, so Max, you and I have got to sort our schedules out, so we're not traveling within 7 days. We just have to stay in the same place for 7 days. And we can get a little bit into flow and more cycle.
Exactly.
Yeah, one day I will explain this cycle, because it's also amazing, and you understand a lot of things that happens. Look, a flu, usually we have 7 days of flu. Your body needs 7 days to deal with the flu. So usually the people say, oh no, I have some, 5 days or 6 days after start the flu, say, oh no, I need an antibiotic, and something happens, and it was not because the antibiotic, it's because it's the time to handle the effect of the virus. So put this in your mind. 7 days is really important. Maybe we can do a webinar about the 7 days.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Who would love that webinar? Drop a 7 in any of the places that you're watching this, if you would love to have your own little 7-day cycle program. Wow, this has been so phenomenal. I mean, I'm literally getting messages everywhere, and all the places that's streaming, and I'm literally everywhere, of how much incredible information this is, and how grateful everyone is for this amazing, for the both of you, for Nuno and for Rita, and for your amazing presentation and your amazing skills. And I know our community are just so thirsty for this sort of information, because they're so, they all want to live as beautiful a life as possible. They all want to live in as much harmony as possible. They all want to create, impact and beautiful communities. And we know we can just do that better when we have all of this amazing information. But the thing is, guys, we don't just have this amazing information. We also have an amazing tool that is phenomenal to be able to help us essentially biohack our way through all of this as well. So if you haven't got your Natural Cycles program yet, definitely make sure that you do that. Remember, it's on sale until March 21. we are going to have a fun journey inside of here. We're going to play together with these two, Nuno and Rita. Max and I are going to go on our own journey around natural cycles, see if we can figure out how to get ourselves more in flow as we travel around the world. We invite you to come into this journey as well. We have some other amazing practitioners that will be jumping on. We have Dr. Michelle Patrick, we have Doc Steve will be in here, we have Wampa who'll be in here. Oh, we have heaps. Karina Stewart will be in here. That'll be really sharing some phenomenal information in here. And if you have, or if you're lucky enough to speak Spanish, we have another one of these sessions happening in like, what, 1 hour?
2 hours and 27 minutes. Midnight in Bangkok. Nobody knows when that is. What is that? 6 p.m. in Madrid, CET. Yeah. 6 p.m. CET. We have it, the flyers in the Facebook groups. We will have another call, exactly everything in Spanish. I mean, Rita, you speak Spanish also, right?
Yes.
Claro.
Claro. No problem. Perfect. Super. Incredible. Guys, yeah, it's been amazing, really, like jaw dropping, mic dropping, knowledge drops bombs. It's been amazing, really, guys. I think this community is craving education and more knowledge. Simplification is always key. This is fantastic. I think we have now started a movement which goes definitely in a very exciting direction, because we will see a lot of changes, behavior changes, adaptations, and perfect, for sure, improvements in many people's lives. And this is what it's all about, guys. We have to also understand 99.9999% of the people don't have the knowledge that we have and don't have the possibilities that we have. Okay, so be grateful for this one. And if you care for other people, then share this to other people. This is very important. We have to go out and share this information to more people. Okay. Then I would say, if, wait, Nuno and Rita doesn't have, say something to the end, and then I will unmute you guys and you can share your gratitude, of course, to our amazing speakers tonight. So maybe Rita, you can say something, and then Nuno, you can finish this.
No, I would like to say thank you, Max and Taryn. It was great to join your community and to share a little bit of our knowledge, because I have the pleasure to work with Nuno for 5 years now, and we share ideas and concepts every day. And we work in a clinical environment. Also, we see a lot of clients, we see a lot of situations, and we are always trying to learn from them, and in using our knowledge to try to get more and more tools to help everyone in getting the next step of achievement on their health and well-being. And so it was a pleasure to meet your community, and we are completely available.
Rita, it's your community too.
Okay.
Created natural cycles, so that's actually your community.
Okay, thank you. So we are completely available to help and to answer all the questions that may arise. So, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm very proud to be here, and I love you guys. Yeah, it's amazing, you know. And thank you for the opportunity.
Amazing.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. And this is really, I think you said it, Rita, like, you guys are hands-on, you have clinical experiences, you have all the things that is needed in order to help people change improve their life. So it's really fantastic. Your information, your knowledge, the things you're doing, it's a gift you're giving it so many people. And we also know, Nuno, without you, all this would not be possible. Not a single person would have a Healy today without you. So this is also something we should never forget. So that's why I would like, especially now, Taryn, you need to say something, right?
Oh, well, yeah, of course. I'm so happy and so grateful to have both of you. I mean, I'm so happy that you helped create Healy, because we've changed so many people's lives all over the world. And I can't wait for us to dive in more with this information. Like, I've learned so much tonight, and as I said, on all of the chats that I'm managing across all of these different channels that we've got streamed in here, I can see that everyone is like blown away by this information, really. And so make sure you join us. Make sure you join us in the journey of natural cycles. We want to get in flow. We want to get in harmony. I want to know that you're going to make the declaration that you're going to join us. Write harmony in the chat wherever you're streaming, wherever this is streaming for you, write harmony as a declaration that you are going to join us on the natural cycles journey with Max and I, Nuno, Rita, and all of the other amazing practitioners that we have in here. Make sure you get your teams in here. Make sure you get your groups in here, because we are going to drop even more juicy, beautiful, amazing knowledge bombs all over you. So
stay tuned. And guys, now finally is the moment. Share your gratitude. I'm going to ask you now to unmute. And then when you say, well, and we have this crazy noise.
Max, I hate to burst your bubble, but they can't, because we're in a webinar. They can't unmute themselves.
I can ask them to unmute.
Okay.
Try. Can somebody try to unmute? Unmute yourself. Normally it's like,
no, because we're not in a meeting. We're in a webinar Zoom, so people can't unmute.
Whatever. Just shout at your PC, okay? Maybe we can hear it, guys.
Just send love wherever you're watching.
You have to select here, allowed to talk.
I did this, but Taryn did some funny, funky stuff with her. Anyway, okay, everybody said harmony and everybody's okay. Guys, we out. Thank you so much. We see you on the next call.
Thank you.
Stay tuned in the Facebook group.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for joining.
Thank you
Thank you guys for having being here. Bye-bye.